And on this Tuesday, May 6th, 2025 edition of Newsmakers, the U.S. Department of Justice has launched an investigation into Washington State's new mandatory reporting law. Brad Ford reports.
The new law requires clergy members to report child abuse or neglect, even if it's heard during confessions, which are supposed to be confidential. Supporters of the law say no institutions should be exempt from reporting. Critics say the law infringes on long-standing religious freedoms. I'm Brad Ford.
The U.S. Supreme Court has acted to allow a ban on transgender military service for the time being. Sagar Magani reports.
The Supreme Court is letting President Trump's ban on transgender military service take effect for now. 3 federal judges have ruled against the ban, but the High Court will let the administration enforce the ban while legal challenges play out. It acted in a case involving a Washington State judge who imposed a nationwide hold on the policy while ruling in favor of several long-serving transgender troops who say the ban's insulting and discriminatory. The Justice Department took the case to the Supreme Court after a federal appeals panel rejected an emergency plea. Sagar Magani, Washington.
The Trump administration has asked a judge to toss out a lawsuit from 3 Republican-led states seeking to cut off telehealth access to the abortion pill mifepristone. Justice Department attorneys Monday stayed the legal course charted by the Biden administration, though they didn't directly weigh in on the underlying issue of access to the drug, which is part of the nation's most common method of abortion. Rather, the government argued the states don't have the legal right or standing to sue. The lawsuit from Idaho, Kansas, and Missouri argues that the Food and Drug Administration should roll back access to mifepristone. They filed their complaint after the Supreme Court preserved access to mifepristone last year. They want the FDA to prohibit telehealth prescriptions for mifepristone, require 3 in-office visits, and restrict the point in a pregnancy when it can be used. The case is being considered in Texas by U.S. District Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk, a Trump nominee who once ruled in favor of halting approval for the drug. Kacsmaryk's original ruling came in a lawsuit filed by pro-life groups. It was narrowed by an appeals court before being tossed out by the Supreme Court, which found the plaintiffs lacked the legal right to sue. The 3 states later moved to revive the case, arguing they did have legal standing because access to the drug undermined their abortion laws. Roman Catholic Cardinals have wrapped up their pre-conclave meetings before they enter the conclave tomorrow to elect a new pope. Trish Thomas reports from the Vatican.
This morning, the Cardinals met for the last time for one of their congregations to discuss the problems facing the 1.4 billion strong Catholic Church. Over the course of these meetings, there have been over 200 speeches by Cardinals, and it's been a good chance for them to get to know each other as they search for the ideal candidate for the next pope. At the end of the meeting, a Vatican employee came and destroyed the fisherman's ring. The fisherman's ring is something that has been a tradition going back centuries for popes. The popes wear the fisherman's ring, and once, centuries ago, they used it to seal papal documents by sticking it in red wax and then putting it at the end of a document. Tricia Thomas at the Vatican.
And that's Newsmakers for this Tuesday, May 6th, 2025 edition. I'm Keith Black.